PlayStation 1. The PS1 was released in 1994, and it basically changed everything. Before PlayStation, gaming was dominated by Nintendo and Sega. Nobody really believed a pure electronics company like Sony could pull it off. But they did, and in a big way. The PS1 was the first console to use CD-ROM technology instead of cartridges, which meant bigger, more complex games than anything that had come before. It sold over 102 million units worldwide and gave us legendary titles like Gran Turismo, Crash Bandicoot, and Final Fantasy VII. This was the console that proved Sony belonged in gaming. PlayStation 2. And then came the PS2 in 2000, and honestly, nothing has beaten it since. The PlayStation 2 is the best-selling video game console of all time, with over 155 million units sold. Think about that for a second. Nothing before or after has come close. But here's what made it so special. It wasn't just a gaming console. It could play DVDs, which was a huge deal in 2000 because DVD players were expensive. So people were basically getting a DVD player and a gaming console in one box. Smart move by Sony. Games like GTA San Andreas, God of War, and Shadow of the Colossus made it legendary. PlayStation 3. The PS3 launched in 2006, and honestly, it had a rough start. It was expensive, it was hard to develop games for, and Microsoft's Xbox 360 was giving it serious competition. But Sony had a secret weapon: Blu-ray. The PS3 came with a built-in Blu-ray player at a time when standalone Blu-ray players cost way more. And just like the PS2 did with DVDs, that move won a lot of people over. The PS3 also introduced PlayStation Network, Sony's first real online gaming platform, which completely changed how PlayStation players connected and competed. It sold around 80 million units and gave us classics like The Last of Us and Uncharted. PlayStation 4. By the time the PS4 arrived in 2013, Sony had learned from every mistake the PS3 made. It was easier to develop for, more affordable at launch, and the online experience was massively improved. The PS4 also introduced social gaming in a whole new way. You could share gameplay, stream live, and connect with friends easier than ever before. It sold over 117 million units, making it one of the most successful consoles ever made. And the game library was incredible. Spider-Man, God of War 2018, Horizon Zero Dawn, The Last of Us Part 2. The PS4 era is honestly considered one of the greatest in gaming history. PlayStation 5. The PS5 launched in November 2020, and it was a completely different beast. The most obvious thing was the design. Massive, white, impossible to miss. But what really set it apart was the technology inside. The PS5 uses an ultra-fast SSD, meaning load times that used to take minutes now take seconds. It also introduced ray tracing, a lighting technology that makes games look almost photorealistic. And then there's the DualSense controller, which uses haptic feedback to actually let you feel different textures and resistance in games. Rain feels different from gravel. Drawing a bow feels different from pressing a trigger. It's a whole new level of immersion. And with games like Demon's Souls, Ratchet & Clank, and Spider-Man 2, the PS5 has made a very strong case for being Sony's best console yet.
And that's it for today. If you found this interesting, subscribe to Bite Me.